So now we're going to illustrate the word tone using tone. We're going to use 4 different shading techniques to do this. So the first technique is going to be pointillism, which is lots and lots of little dots. So we know that if we would want to create a dark tone, we're going to have to use lots of dots placed very closely together. Where we want it to be really, really dark, the dots are going to be overlapping each other and touching. Where we want it to be lighter, and I'm just going to zoom in. Where we want it to be lighter, our dots can be spaced further apart. And if we want to blend gently from light to dark, those dots are going to start to get closer together. And that's what we should have. We should have dots. We shouldn't have lines, because you're going so fast that they've turned into little dashed lines just like that. We want perfect little dots. So although this is a timely technique, it's one that allows us to have a lot of detail in our work, so it is a good technique to use. And just to neaten the letter up, we're just going to put a nice controlled outline. There we go. And there we have a pointillism T. So the next letter that we're going to do, another shading technique that we've studied quite a bit, is smooth shading. So I'm going to start off dark at the top, just like I did on the T, and as I come down the letter, I'm going to start to get lighter. The important thing to remember when we're shading something that's round like this letter O is that we should be curving our shading. So we want no white gaps, and we want to be going from dark to light. And up right at the top, that's where we want it to be really dark. So there we've got a tonal, or using smooth shading, and just to finish that off we're going to put a nice black outline around it. So especially so with a circle type shape, like a round shape, you definitely need to be turning your book or your paper in order to get your hand comfortable. And there we go. So on the end, what we're going to do next, we're going to use Scrumbling. So Scrumbling is a technique where we use sort of circular shapes. If we want a dark tone, those circles are overlapped and laid, and there's more of them. If we want a light tone, all we're going to do with those circles is start to spread them further apart, and we can press lightly with a pen as well. So lots of circles close together and laid for a dark tone, and for a light tone, spread them further apart and press very lightly with a pen. So less circles for a light tone. We want all of those circular shapes to be consistent and a similar shape as you're working around the letter. Then again, we are just going to put a nice controlled outline around the edge of the letter. Just like that. And now the last thing that we're going to do, I'm just going to use my pencil for this one because I think it'll look nice. Pen, pencil, pen, pencil. So this one here is going to be crosshatching. So with crosshatching, you are using lines. It's not too different from the other techniques that we've looked at. So with crosshatching, to get a light tone, lines are spread apart, and to get a darker tone, them lines start coming closer together and there's more of them, like that. So am I add some more lines in a different direction. Now I'm trying my best to get them parallel to each other so that it looks nice and controlled. So nice and close together at the top of the letter where we want it darker, and as we come down we're going to use less lines and they are going to be spread further apart, just like that. You could do one more direction if you want to, so I'm going to go vertical, lines nice and close together at the top, and as I come down I'm going to space them further apart, just like that. And looking close up you can see it's dark at the top of the letter and light at the bottom. We're just going to finish that off just as we have the other letters, and we're going to put a nice dark outline around the letter. Again, turn the paper to get your hand comfortable, because if your hand is comfortable you are going to be producing nice controlled lines. And there we go. We have illustrated the word tone.